Dubai is
Yeah.
so overrated. You know what I mean?
One of 100. Access is some kind of combination happens.
Right, guys, welcome to the Winner Circle on the It's More Than Just Money Movement channel, where we delve into conversations with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and change makers that are making a difference in the South African business landscape. Now, I know a lot of you watch these episodes, but we also need you to subscribe. Subscribing is free, you don't pay anything. So please click on that subscribe button, click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss any of the conversations that we have with these phenomenal people that we sit with in our studio. Now, today, I'm sitting with somebody that I personally consider to be a legend. When you listen to his story, when you listen to his business journey, and the fact that there was an opportunity to give up and he didn't give up, you'd actually be inspired by his story. And the person that I'm talking about is none other than Thatiso Dube, who is the founder of Galxboy. You know, before I knew about your brand, ne? I used to ask myself, Galaxy Boy, I used to call it Galaxy Boy. Yeah. Where is this Galaxy Boy brand coming from? And because that brand, if I'm being honest, it's got a bit of an international appeal.
Sure.
And it looked very expensive. I thought maybe, because I had not checked it out, I thought maybe this brand is for celebrities.
Yeah.
But before we get into it, thanks for making time for us to sit and have this conversation. It took a while, man. I think it took more than 7 months. I've been talking with Travis back and forth every month looking for you. It tells me you're a very busy man, which is good. That's what's required in business.
Sure.
Good to have you here, my brother. I'm so inspired by your journey. So a lot of people, when they hear stories like yours, ne? They focus more on the glory rather than the story.
Sure.
They'll hear, I have multiple store locations, or I've built a brand, it's making X amount of money. We all want the glory part of it. But only you went through the story part of it, the pain part of it. And I'm more interested in the story part more than the glory, because I think that's what actually builds other people when they listen to it. But where does your story start? In your opinion, where do you think it actually started for Galxboy?
I think maybe, well, the brand I started in, I was 18 years old in matric.
Yeah.
Yabo. But if we go back, I think maybe I just developed a love for fashion through my mom. So my mom used to dress me up, and I never used to know why I have to dress up and look good, etc. Then when I got older, I realized, okay, this is how the world works. You know, people actually use clothes to express themselves and to display themselves in public. So from there, I fell in love with fashion. Did my research, you know, what is fashion, where it comes from, etc. Then I think, 2008, I was in matric, 18 years old. I had a group of friends of mine. So we called ourselves like the Cheese Boy at school.
Cheese Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're a cheese boy already, car no already copy.
Yeah, well, so I decided to print a t-shirt for the crew. So we used to wear it on casual day, etc. So once we print those t-shirts, we wore them. Then the rest of the school wanted them, so I decided to start selling them. I think I sold a t-shirt for like 250 or something.
Were you guys popular?
Yeah, a bit popular at school.
Right.
So yeah, to make the t-shirt was about $60. So I used to save up my lunch money for 3 days so I can buy one t-shirt, sell it, go back, make more, etc. But obviously at that time I didn't have any like business, knowledge. So all that money we made, we just spent it on whatever. Understand? So fast forward, I'm done with matric. I go to university. I went to tax. Actually, I wanted to study sound engineering because I was also a DJ during my matric year and grade 11, grade 12, grade 11, I was a DJ. So I told my dad,
What's one name? What did you?
yeah, so I told my dad I want to be a music producer. And he said, I know you're crazy. Just do something with accounting or whatever. So I decided to do internal audit at tax. So I was good at accounting and math. So it was something I could do. Not necessarily what I wanted to do, but it was something I could do. So I went to University of Pretoria, started studying internal audit. I did it for, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years. But anyway, I'm actually skipping parts of the story. It's been a long journey. So during my matric year, my dad moved me to Centurion to stay with him. Just to be
You were not staying with both your mom and dad?
Yeah. I think my parents divorced when I was in primary school or something.
Sure.
So my dad moved to Centurion. So I was in Mamelodi for the most part of my high school career. Then grade 12, he moved me to Centurion just to like focus and away from, my friends, etc. So I went to, Centurion. I stayed with him. So obviously, person like me, I'm making friends all over the place. So I met this other guy called Kotso in Centurion. He was like a rapper. He was friends with Anati. You know Anati?
Anati the rapper?
Yeah, Anati the rapper producer.
Sure.
So he introduced me to Anati. Anati was like 16 at that time. Me, I was 18. Introduced me to Anati. We became really close friends. Basically, Anati showed me the other side of the world. So out of South Africa, he showed me the internet. He introduced me to brands like Louis Vuitton, Your Babes, go to like the internet.
Because he was wearing them at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he introduced me to all these things, like the internet as we know it. So from there,
What do you mean the internet as you know it?
like, I'm from Mamelodi, so I don't have access to internet on a daily. So you basically didn't know what was happening outside of South Africa.
So you were a bit close-minded?
Yeah.
Like Kasi minds?
Yeah, basically.
All you know is Kasi at the
Yeah, but only I didn't know people could make careers of clothing. I didn't know that black people were allowed to make their own clothing brands. So stuff like that. So once he introduced me to the internet, I learned a lot of things. I learned about brands I didn't know, like Bape, your Louis Vuittons, etc. Then he later introduced me to Nkosana from Mama Keep Keep.
I remember Mama Keep Keep, yeah.
Yeah, so Nkosana, obviously, when I was doing the Cheeseboy t-shirt, I wasn't starting a brand. It was just a t-shirt for...
We're just selling like clothes.
Yeah, on top. Sure. So when I met Nkosana from Mama Keep Keep through Anati, I was like, hey man, can't there are black people who own clothing brands?
How old was Nkosana then?
I'm not sure.
You guys were 18, 16?
Nkosana was a bit older.
Like older.
Yeah, maybe he was in his late 20s or something.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey man, there are black people who own their own brands. I'm like, even me, I can make my own.
Sure.
So from there, I did more research into clothing brands, registering trademarks, etc. Then I started designing while I was in varsity, obviously, doing the accounting, etc. I was researching. I was always at Anati's house. My mom used to complain, why are you always at this guy's house? What is Prince saying? Like, no, we're just chilling. Go every weekend when it's Friday. Yeah, I went to Anati's.
What were you guys doing there?
No, obviously Anati was a producer back then.
Yes.
Producing for El Tido, all these big names. I was just sitting in the studio, just watching everything. Just hanging out, obviously. Also, using his laptop to search the internet. I don't have no laptops, no computers of my own. No?
Sure.
So yeah.
Access.
Yeah, access. So he was giving me access to everything. I was learning a lot from him, even if he was younger than me. So yeah, that went on a few years later. I think 2012, I decided to drop out of school.
You doing what year now? Second year? Third
year? I did internal audit for 2 years. I dropped it. I started retail management. I did it for 2 years. Then 2012 came. I'm like, you know what? This environment is not for me. It's depressing me a bit. And so,
It wasn't depressing.
yeah, it was depressing because, like, you know, you're doing something you don't want to do when you are in a place, like, with no motivation, etc.
Sure.
So I decided, no, I told my parents, please give me 1 year. I'm pushing this brand called Galxboy. And so,
Why did you come up with that name specifically?
so this name came about from Cheese Boy, right? Then while I was selling those t-shirts in high school, the females wanted their own version. So I did a Cheese Girl t-shirt. But then I didn't want to have two brands. So I wanted to,
Cheese Boy, Cheese Girl.
yeah, so I wanted to put them together. So I just said Cheese Girl X Boy. Then the name was too long, so I cut off the cheese. So it ended up being Galxboy on sale. So that's where the name comes from. And the meaning behind it is basically what boys do because of girls and what girls do because of boys. So girls might wear short skirts to impress guys. This guy might smoke cigarettes or make jokes in the class to attract attention from the females. So this basically the equation between girls and boys and how they connect.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, 2012, I dropped out of school. My parents agreed to give me a year. If nothing happens during this year, I'll go back, get the degree, get a job, and live a normal life.
That's the deal. Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's the deal.
Yeah.
So if nothing happens after this 1 year, you go back to school, you get your degree, you get a job, you move on.
Sure.
So now, 2012, I actually start designing for Keep.
You dropped out.
Yeah.
And then you joined Amakipki.
Yeah, I started designing for them.
While you had already started Galxboy at the same time.
So basically, I was starting up Galxboy. I registered everything, CIPC, etc. Then Kosana decided to give me a job to design, because I was also always designing, but obviously I wasn't producing anything. I was just
like in the studio there where you spent most of the time, where he saw.
Yeah, with
design.
With an artist computer, I was designing on Photoshop, on Paint, showing him the stuff. Then he decided, no, you know what, come work for us, designing. You helped me design the winter collection for 2012. I mean,
for 2012.
2012.
So you taught yourself design?
Yeah.
Nobody taught you design?
No. I started with Paint. You know that program on Microsoft?
Yes.
Paint. I used to use Paint. Then Anati got me this other Photoshop bootleg.
Anati played a role.
Yeah, Anati got me this Photoshop bootleg. Then I taught myself Photoshop on YouTube. Then I started designing with Photoshop. The designs became better, So that's when I got the job with Keep. So Keep Nkosana offered me, I think it was 6,000 rand per month to design for him. So I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't want money.
You said to him, you don't want the money?
Yeah, just teach me the ropes of how this thing works. So how, like, from start to finish. So he's like, okay, sure, no problem. So I was designing for him for the knowledge. So he basically, Nkosana taught me everything about what I do right now. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
But what made you decide to do it that way? You know, a lot of people, especially youngsters, if you say here's money, they'll opt for the money.
Sure.
For you, what mindset or mind frame were you in when you decided, I don't want money now, I want you to teach me the ropes of doing business? Because basically, you knew how to design, which you taught yourself. So now you were saying, although I know how to design, I don't know how to run a business.
Sure.
So I want to learn the business side of things.
Yeah.
And I'll offer my skills of design for free.
Yeah.
That's a revolutionary stuff, man. Where did you learn that stuff? You were away from Mami Lodi?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I wouldn't say I needed money. You know what I mean? My parents used to give me money. I wouldn't say I needed like money to
eat or whatever.
Eat, or you know what I mean? Or or to give my mother. I think obviously the stories are different. Some people have taken the money to take care of home, etc.
Sure.
But I was in a position where I didn't need to do that. And I also saw an opportunity to say, I mean, what am I going to do with this money? Why don't I get knowledge from this guy so I can be like him or, do more than him? So that's when I decided, no, let me, because he used to produce in China. So I'm like, how am I going to get to China? Fine, I get the money, those 6,000s, and now when I get to China, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? So that's when I decided, no, let me get this information from this guy, from Kosana. Then after we're done, I'll push on my own. So that year, I worked for him. He showed me everything. Then all of a sudden, I think it was June or July or before. He said, oh, I'm going to China. I'm going to make the designs you made for us, etc. I'm like,
You're going to print the design,
yeah,
the designs you made.
yeah. So like
The June collection.
sure. So I'm like, can I come with you? I was like, okay, no, just organize 10,000 for the flight. Then the rest I'll take care of. Yeah, rent to my.
In 2012, it was a lot.
Yeah, I rent to my dad. I'm like, yo,
When you're dead,
yeah, and sure, I need 10,000 for the flight. I want to go to China. But there's like, okay, no problem. Here's money. He booked the flight. Then we off to China. I think we were also with the Les when we went to China.
the less.
Yeah.
He's a singer as well.
Yeah, right as a rapper. He was actually shooting a music video there. I was back in the days, I'm a kid used to shoot a lot of music videos for rappers. So basically, they would find the music video, then they'll plug in their t-shirts,
The t-shirts, yeah.
So we flew to China, shooting the music video. When I got to China, my eyes were wide open. Like, hey, where do we go?
How old are you at that point?
I think I was 21 or 22. Yeah, 22. Flew to China, my eyes are open. I'm looking at everything, every street, every corner we turn. I'm recording with my brain, like, yo, we go here. So we go to the factories, we produce the stuff. Then at that time, I already have my designs, my own Galxboy.
Apart from the ones we're doing for Amakip.
So I have them on my laptop. I'm hoping maybe, I can do something.
Maybe was with them to China.
Yeah, maybe I can. I have them in my laptop. So I'm hoping maybe Nkosana will give me opportunity to make samples. But I'm quiet, you know what I mean?
You don't say.
Yeah, I'm just there, watching. He's doing his thing. Then last minute, before, I think a day before we leave, he's like, don't you want to do your samples? I'm like,
Nice.
open, say it. I send those.
Yeah, that's the opportunity I was waiting.
Yeah, I send.
But what made you keep quiet? That's also quite interesting.
No, Askiri, when someone takes you somewhere, you don't wanna. I want you to go part but it's already low. It just Askiri me. I've done my part. I've designed. There, I'm there to learn. I don't wanna disturb loads of art.
Why is that important? Because I feel that part, and it will continue.
Sure.
I feel that's the part a lot of people fail to recognize about the mentor-mentee relationship.
Sure.
That you don't get into a space your mentor is introducing you to, and then now want to do your own thing without following,
Sure.
we'll say, protocol
Yeah.
in a way. So it seems like you already understood that.
Sure.
Until the opportunity comes. But the opportunity also might not have come.
Yeah.
Because if he decided, let's go home,
Sure.
you would have missed it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe obviously when you go into people's spaces, you must just respect them. You know what I mean? Because they don't bring people every time. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you have to relax and wait your turn, basically. So obviously, I believe in God and I'm faithful, already. When your time comes, your time will come. Just be prepared. So I was there prepared with my designs, just waiting for my time. Then it happened. He said, hey, do you have your stuff? Let's give them to these guys. They'll make your samples, etc. So imagine if I wasn't prepared. I was like,
I left my laptop at home.
my laptop. So I went there prepared. and patient. I want you have to be prepared and patient with whatever you're doing. So yeah, I was there. The opportunity came, I opened my laptop, I gave them the samples. Then the following day we left. So they were busy with them. I got their contacts. So now I have a fake.
Allowed you to have the contact.
Yeah, we exchanged contacts. I got their number. I had to download this other app called WeChat. It's like their WhatsApp in China.
Oh, WeChat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started talking to them. Yeah, this design, you do it like this. How do we place whatever? So yeah, I think that we had a 1-year contract. So by the end of the year, it was done. So then the samples came around.
So you had a 1-year contract with who? With Nkosat?
This is Keep, yeah.
Yeah, you were working for them for 1 year,
Yeah.
no pay, in exchange for mentorship.
Sure.
Correct. Okay, sure.
So I think around September, those samples were ready. We received the samples. Then there was a trade show happening in Johannesburg called Streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically like a streetwear event where kids came and displayed their stores. Then there were also international brands that came. It was like a skating, hip hop, etc. Like a whole big thing.
So your brand is streetwear now, but it's luxury streetwear.
Yeah, but back then it was streetwear, strictly.
You know you are doing streetwear,
Yeah.
but based on the influence of Keep, or generally when you started,
No, generally when I started, it was streetwear because I used to follow brands like Baby, Ice Cream, Keep. It was like skateboarding, PMX. That was the vibe back then, 2012. That was the trending fashion back then. So we were doing street basically. So yeah, that event came up. We attended the event. We got the sample. We displayed our stuff. We're basically not selling anything. We're just displaying. People were showing interest. And then from 2012, we started growing the brand basically. I started ordering from China, selling from the booth, going to high schools, going to events, promoting. Because I remember there were events in Pretoria. It's our homecoming.
I know homecoming.
Yeah, they used to host
homecoming picnic.
Yeah, they used to host big events.
Yeah.
I actually used to do the posters back then.
Like design their posters.
Yeah. I'm friends with Neo Moel and Malaji, the guys who started the event. I used to do their posters. So during the events,
that same circle yabo anati as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
So during those events, I used to print out. I made like 100 caps or 150 caps, and I used to give them out to people
for free.
So I found you in the crowd. I give you a cap, you wear it. I take a picture. I post it on Facebook.
Sure.
So everyone, all the fly girls, all the dudes, give them a cap, take a picture, post it on Facebook. So
and the perception, it's like people are buying this brand.
Sure.
Yeah.
So whatever, if you found you there, we tag you on Facebook, you repost, traction. Hey, what is this brand? What? So that's how we built the name. Just putting out the logo there. The head was just a simple logo. You putting out the logo there, people must see it. Just busy doing groundwork. Obviously selling stuff on the side, etc. So fast forward 2014, I get approached by these two other guys. They're like business people, way ready tender and stuff like that. So they approached me and like, yo, we see you have a nice brand.
How do they find you? Do they see the work online or what?
Yeah, asking they also used to attend these events.
Or homecoming.
So they knew, there's this brand, etc. So they approached me.
As a brand making any money at that?
Yeah, we're making money. We're making.
You're selling now?
Yeah, we're selling. We buying stock. We're managing the money properly. Maybe we were doing around maybe 100,000, 50,000, somewhere there. Those numbers. So they approached me. They're like, "Don't you want to open a store?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's do it."
They want to offer the funding.
Yeah, to open the store. So we created a joint venture. I come with the product, they facilitate the opening of the store.
But you still own your brand.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we opened the store 2014 in Hatfield. That was our first store. The store is doing well. First day we did like 900,000 or something like that.
On the first day.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're pushing first year, second year. But thing is, obviously these guys are businessmen, you know, they've never been into retail. They've never sold clothes. It's all about just putting money and
They want their return, basically.
I understand. So we're working. So now it's becoming, there's a lot of arguments are happening. Yeah, hey, why don't you make this thing like that? Why don't you?
They want to contribute to design.
Yeah, now they're interfering with the design.
Sure.
So I'm like, you know what, this thing is not gonna work. So basically things go sour and eventually it affects the store. Because obviously me, I'm young. I'm like, ain't like, you know what? Aksaneta. Yeah, aksaneta only did any. I'm just being a young, hot-headed guy.
Yeah.
So eventually the store closed 2017.
And you've been running it for 3 years.
Yeah. 2017, the shop closes. Obviously, the partnership ended. So now, thing is, obviously, that store was the main thing now. So now it closes down. It means Galxboy is over.
Oh, you're saying the store was the main thing?
Yeah,
from a branding perspective.
Yeah, the store became the main thing.
Superseding the brand.
Sure. So then when the store closed, that means Galxboy is over. So now, obviously, Galxboy...
Is that how you felt?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, Galxboy was me. Yeah, so obviously when things close down, everything is like, hey, what?
So let me get something. Ne? So when you had the store,
Yeah.
you had stopped doing the events.
No, we
used to do the events.
Actually, when the store was open, we actually developed our own event.
Right.
Called Fuck VIP.
A Fuck VIP?
Yeah.
Okay.
We created our own event called Fuck VIP. I think we started same year we opened the store, we started an event called Fuck VIP. Yeah, it started as a house party. And house party, it was packed. Then we moved to a different venue. I think we did about 1, 2, 3, maybe 6 events.
Sure.
During that time, the store was open. During those 3 years.
Right.
The event, I think the biggest crowd we attracted was about 6,000 people for that event. It was crazy.
So I can imagine at that time, right? You've got the store.
Yeah.
You're gaining street cred.
Sure.
You're gaining even business credibility.
Sure.
And I'm sure even part of your self-esteem is tied to than this stage.
Sure.
People know you, you're walking, you are in different circles.
Sure.
And now this thing collapses because of the partnership.
Sure.
How did that affect you, your self-esteem, and the fact that this is something that was your baby and now it feels like it's over? Like you said, you felt the brand was over.
I mean, 2017, it was probably maybe my worst year. The store closed down, so everything stopped basically. The store closed down, everything stopped.
The events, no?
Yeah, everything. I couldn't do anything. So I basically went underground for like a good 2 years.
What do you mean underground? Or underground as if you went to exile?
Yeah, basically like disappeared from the scene. You know what I mean?
Oh, now you didn't want to be seen.
Yeah, sure. I disappeared from the scene. But I was still designing.
Your first love.
I was still designing. During that time, between 2017 and 2020, I was doing small jobs for brands. Like I did designs for Trace TV, like the uniforms I wore on Castle Lights. I did a campaign for them. They wanted merch for their campaigns.
So they still knew you?
Yeah, they still knew me.
You were reachable but underground.
Yeah.
You were not attending parties, you were not
Yeah.
attending events.
So as a designer, I was working for other brands, Ukasalad, Trace. I did something for, what's this, Kiwi.
Why didn't you give up?
Because I had a vision. You understand? I knew where I wanted to take Galxboy. I already knew that, this blue door, I want this blue door. From the beginning. So for me, even though it was a depressing time, I just took it as a headline. Okay, you know what? This is a headline. This is a pothole I went to. My tire is popped. I need to go back and learn how to fix this tire and getting back to this blue door that I want. So that vision helped me continue having faith in the brand. So
At that time, what was the vision?
and I wanted to basically Galxboy. I wanted to Galxboy to compete with international brands. I'm sorry. That's where the standard. That's where the standard was, because I was researching your Louis Vuittons, your Nikes, your what. That's where I wanted to be.
So the work continued
Yeah.
at that time, sure.
Yeah. So I was designing for myself. I was designing for other brands, making a bit of money here and there. I even took online course. I think 2020 or 2019 during COVID. Or 2019 COVID.
No, COVID 2020.
Yeah.
Started December, but we went on lockdown in March 2020.
Sure. So just before COVID, I did an online course, a free online course, luxury management. So during that downtime, I was researching on how I'm gonna come back.
You were staging your comeback.
Yeah. So I was researching on how I'm gonna come back. So now I did this course, luxury management, and in this course, I learned a word called mestige.
Mestige. How do you spell it?
MASSTIGE.
Okay,
Mestige. So it's basically mass and prestige put together.
Or mass production
and prestige. So
okay.
That, to explain that, is basically like, you remember when you used to see a Magnum ad on TV?
Yeah.
They used a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
It looked very expensive, blah, blah, blah. But when you go to the shop and you check the price of the Magnum, like
12 rand.
Oh, this thing was affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I got the idea of making a luxury street brand. Something that looks very expensive, but affordable. So that's when I came up with the Galxboy you know now. So I infused the street with the luxury. I changed the logos. I used smaller logos. Because back then I used to use big logos, use prints, like we were very loud, blah, blah, blah. So I started using smaller logos. And the use of smaller logos I learned from Louis Vuitton. They would make a paper bag, a big paper bag, but the logo is this small. So I didn't understand why, but I used it because they do it.
Yeah, you do it the best at doing.
Yeah, so that's how you start anything. So even deciding to continue to make clothes in China. When you want to make a t-shirt, you go to your favorite brand. Either you like Nike, go to Nike, you check, where does it make these t-shirts? You just check the label here. There's a tag underneath. That's good.
Yeah, made in Vietnam.
Yeah, made in Vietnam, made in China.
Yeah.
Okay. Nike makes his t-shirts in China. Why? I don't know, but they're doing it. It's working for them. So you go Google t-shirt manufacturers in China. It brings out your Alibaba sites, made in China websites, whatever. That's the research. So you produce where the best produce. Because that's what our vision, to be like the best. Should be on the same level as the international brands. So yeah, after that, during COVID, I do that course. I discovered this Mestige thing. Then I developed this new Galxboy luxury streetwear brand. So at that time, I'm making money with these small jobs. I come up with about 90,000 rand in my bank.
From the odd jobs that you are doing.
Yeah.
You're saving everything.
Yeah, I was saving. So 2020, I decided, no, you know what, it's time to come back.
You know what's interesting with the second part?
Yeah.
Right? I get the first part, you took the job from Kosana for mentorship or payment.
Yeah.
Now, after the business tanked,
Yeah.
you were taking jobs, but you didn't want mentorship. If you wanted money.
Yeah, sure.
Why did you do it that way? You wanted to raise money for a comeback or what?
Yeah, I wanted to raise money for a comeback. Obviously, I had all the information I needed.
Because you've gone through the mentorship,
Yeah.
done the business, and now you needed what they call capital.
Sure. Yeah, so I've learned from my mistakes also. And also, I didn't want to get money from people because now
You've bent your finger
I
out.
ran my fingers with taking money from people. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do it on my own. Have my own money, do my own thing. Understand?
Have control.
Yeah, I have
control.
Sure. So I saved up that 90K. I contact my supplier. Hey, it's been a while, blah, blah, blah. I have 90,000. How many t-shirts can you give me? So the guy say, now maybe about, I think about 600 or 900 t-shirts. So I send them designs. Place the order. The t-shirts came. We developed a website, online store. It was COVID now. We were closed. We couldn't do much.
So you storing these t-shirts at home?
At home, in my bedroom. I have a picture of my bedroom. I placed all the t-shirts on the floor. Stacked. I'll send you the picture. So yeah, I'm storing those things at my house, in my bedroom. So we opened the online store. We started selling now. We're selling. The sales are going good. I develop sunglasses now. That's kind of I've seen the vision now. I'm saying, okay, we need sunglasses. We do the
So
sunglasses.
during COVID, I get they had that thing here, essential workers on.
Sure.
You were still allowed to ship stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still on the ship.
Online was continuing to.
Yeah, online was pushing. Sure. And so now I developed sunglasses. After t-shirt, I developed sunglasses. Sunglasses come. Everybody is excited. No one has done sunglasses before. No local brand has done sunglasses before.
Yeah.
We're pushing sunglasses. I get a small storage. There's a place in Pretoria, my storage, it's like a garage nyana. So
Yeah, you get one of the storage facility. Yeah.
I get a young storage there. I think I was paying 800 a month. Started with
Those small garage ones.
yeah.
Yeah, this size maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started working out from there. We're working from there. It was actually 3 of us. It's my friend Kehu and Dumisan. Those are the guys basically. They were helping me during, like after starting Galxboy, they joined me. First time.
Yeah.
2 other guys of mine.
The first time when you started it, or now when you were rebuilding?
The first time I was starting, but they were more like, one guy was logistics, and the other guy was more like business admin and stuff. Also,
Correct.
so we had to work together. So yeah, we do the sunglasses.
So the storage was an office.
Yeah,
So you
everything.
stored stuff.
Yeah.
You shipped it from there.
Yeah.
Sure.
So every morning I'll go there, pick the orders from there, then take it to courier guy, then go home. So yeah, we do the sunglasses. Then I develop the handbags now. Handbags are coming. So the product is growing. Handbags are a hit. You are selling out, etc. So then the sunglasses started breaking. Answer. So there was a issue I had with the sunglasses. I was even trending. Hey, these sunglasses after 2 weeks they break. Everyone was attacking me. I was like,
Until underground at that moment, or you're already now dealing with celebrities again?
no, we are back now.
You are bad.
Yeah.
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 When you open the storage, you are back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Everybody knows it's you. You are back. You're
Yes.
selling,
Yeah.
but it's online.
Yeah, it's online, bit by bit, Tobo. So yeah, I'm trending for sunglasses for breaking. Hey, I'm like, ish, what am I gonna do? So I'm fighting with the manufacturer. Hey, these sunglasses, man, they're not quality. What? So the manufacturer tries to improve it. So I decided, no, you know what, let me look for a different manufacturer. So I get a different guy. They are better, but some of them are still breaking. So it's a developing product. So obviously the product is the first time I'm doing it. I didn't expect those type of reviews. So it's something I started focusing on to make the product better. I got a second manufacturer. It became better, but then I decided to get a third one. So the third one was one that actually has been working since. No complaints.
And how are you overcoming these obstacles at that time? I mean, emotionally.
You have to. For me, it was just you just have to push. You know what I mean? Someone is coming back with feedback. You don't take it badly. You don't see it as an attack. Understand? Information. When you get information, you use it, you research it, then you do better. So that's how I saw it. So obviously, you know how Twitter is, they attack you. Obviously, people are like, yo, dog, how are you coping? Like, dog, this is information I need to use and do better. You know what I mean? So that's what I did, and I used that information to do better. What year are we now? 2021. I get a small shop there by CoSpace.
CoSpace? Where? Which one?
In Pretoria.
Sure.
I think the rent was like 6,000 or whatever. Do a shop there. We're pushing. And now we're running now.
And back in the retail.
Yeah, online we have a small store in Pretoria. We're running. I think that year we get a call from Mainland Mall. Mainland Mall is like, yeah, we have a Mainland and what's this? Is a government? No, not a government company. PIC or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, PIC. They're running what do they call this? It's like an initiative for small businesses. To open stores in big malls. So
But where did you learn marketing? Because they were only noticing you because your marketing was good. What was the strategy then, and where did you learn it?
I think for Galxboy, most of the marketing comes from the product.
Can you explain that? What do you mean?
We invest more in the product than actual marketing, like maybe celebrities and whatever. So the product was one that was doing all the talking for us.
You're improving constantly, improving the product, taking feedback, improving the product.
Yeah, because I mean, you can get a Chris Brown to promote you, but
if it's nonsense, it's nonsense.
Yeah,
I understand.
So just we are always perfecting the product by any means necessary. That's our main marketing budget. So our main calls us. We go have a meeting and say, yeah, we want to offer you guys a store. Because usually rent at Mainland, you're looking at minimum 60,000 up.
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's a good mall. It's good location.
So they offer us rent of how much was it? I think 20,000 or 24,000 through this program.
Yeah, PAC is covering the rest. Yeah. You will cover the rest as a business owner.
So they gave us a 1-year contract. So we built a store there. Dog, first year, sales out of the roof. We are booming. Mainland is impressed. So now Mainland is owned by...
Is it Attack? Is it Atabir?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But that company that owns it, has other malls, obviously.
Yeah.
So now we're getting call from Bloemfontein. Hey, you want the store? Hey, VNA.
They're seeing a good tenant. They're seeing a good tenant.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now the stores start growing. We're moving now. Stores are growing.
So all these that are calling, are they also offering discounts?
No. Oh, the other malls is the real rate, man. We have to play with the big boys, pay the big monies.
Sure.
So yeah, we take it slowly, maybe after a year we opened, our next store was in Bloemfontein, Mimosa Mall. Then, I don't know the sequence, but yeah, we started opening stores.
Because how many stores do you guys have now? 8.
11.
11 stores.
Yeah, 11 stores.
You've even updated.
Yeah.
I last checked, it was 8.
Yeah, now we have 11 stores. We're opening the 12th one in PE, actually next month, in February.
Nice.
February 15, I think. And yeah, we have more stores coming this year. Maybe we want to open about 6 or 8 stores this year.
But in all of that you're doing,
Yeah.
the management capacity, because what a lot of people and entrepreneurs don't realize is that you can grow as much as you can, but the most important thing is how do you manage all of this growth? So for you, what then became the strategy for management?
So at that point, there's 3 of us, right? Yes. So now we had a 4th member. So my partner, Keho, he's his cousin. He's like a accountant, like a business guy. So he was helping us with the financial stuff.
Financial management.
Yeah, financial management, doing our books. So when we were approaching these malls, the malls want financial statements, etc. So he was doing that for us. Then we ended up putting him on as our CFO.
Sure.
So he basically took our company to bigger heights, made our company more formal. You know what I mean? We started looking for professionals to help us manage the company. So we got a lady for HR lady. I think she used to work before she came to us, she was working at Crocs or something.
Sure.
So he basically...
So she understands retail.
Yeah. So
brand building.
We wanted to work with people that we didn't want to say, hey, I have a job for you, come in. Someone that's professional, we pay them and they help us grow our company. So I think it's very important when you get to a point where you are growing, bring in professionals to grow your company. Pay them. Don't see it as if you're losing money.
It's an investment rather than cost.
It's an investment. So
Sure.
We started hiring professionals to help us grow the company. So we basically had a CFO, HR manager, and it was me, creative director. I had my friend who does logistics. Then my friend Kiho, I made him the CEO. So he basically handles like business operations, etc. So from that team of 5 people, we grew this thing like big, like we even...
So when you say team of 5 people, you're saying from a management perspective?
Yeah.
Not the guys at the store?
No, not the guys at the stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously the guys at the stores are still representatives. They just sell the product, etc. So from a team of 5, we looked for an office space. We found an office space here in Midrand. I think there was 600 squares. It had a warehouse, so a warehouse office type situation.
Sure.
We got in the when we get in there? 2023, I think. We got into that space. 2024, we needed a bigger space.
You get in, let's say you get in 2023, what? June, May?
No, we got February.
After a year, you need bigger space.
Yeah, by the end of the year, we needed a bigger space.
Sure.
So we asked the landlord to build us a warehouse. So he agreed, basically. He built us a new warehouse, I think 2,000 squares. Warehouse is huge. That's where we are currently. But we need a new one currently. We need a bigger...
Last time we spoke, you had 150 employees.
Yeah.
That was last year, June. How many employees do you employ now?
Now maybe about 170.
170.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, plus minus. We're going to still add more with the new stores coming. We have like I said, a store in PE coming, store in East Rand Mall coming.
Nice.
We're trying to open one in Kimberley. And what else? We want to do another one in Pretoria. Yeah. So the team is growing basically.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, it's been a long journey, bro.
So how important is it then for you as an entrepreneur to build the right team around you that then builds the business? Be it the team at the store,
Sure.
the team at the office, the team in the warehouse. Why why is it so important for you to do it that way?
It's important because we need to grow this business so it lasts for 10,000s of years. Understand? So we want to do something that has never been done before as Black entrepreneurs. You know, a lot of businesses come up and they go, they come and go. So making sure this thing grows is all that's important to us, because I'm responsible for 150 families.
Absolutely.
So there's no way I can say, it's fine. Let me, you know what I mean? So I'm fighting for them. I'm fighting for job creation in this country. You know what I mean? We can't always depend on the government. We have to come up with ideas to create jobs. Government can do so much, because government can all give us. The government can come and give us million rands each to start businesses. You understand? They can do that, but it's up to us to grow that thing. So it's very important to, if you're trying to build a business, a real business, you have to do it right. You have to hire professionals. You have to be a formal business. You understand? You have to pay your people on time. You can't say, this man didn't make money. You know what I mean? You have to. If it's the 30th, you pay them. You have to pay them the 30th. Yeah. So for me, that's what I'm trying to do.
Because I mean, for that, what you just said, paying on time, it doesn't only speak to employees.
Yes.
It speaks to suppliers. It speaks to service providers. That ultimately also builds a perception about the business. Because if I work in your business and you pay me on time, I carry that brand also with pride.
Yes.
Ever, where do you work? Imagine you meet a guy who says, I work for Apple.
Yeah.
In your mind, you already perceive that guy a certain way.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that you're also wanting your employees to have a certain perception in society.
Yes.
Am I wrong or right when it comes to that?
Yes, because I want them, if someone is coming from working from a big company, when they come to my company, they must feel the same. It mustn't be like, it's a black company, maybe you won't get paid. It must be the same. We must actually step away from black company, black entrepreneurs. You're an entrepreneur, you're a company. There's no...
And you're competing globally. Like,
yes, because we want to compete globally. We mustn't say, it's a black company, let's support it. No, don't. For me, I don't believe in people supporting. I don't believe in support.
You don't believe in support?
No.
I always say that and people attack me.
No.
But for you, in your perspective, why do you say you don't believe in let's support black business?
No, it's not the right way of going. Because now, let's support black business has a thing of, hey, let's be lenient. When they make mistakes, let's be lenient. Because now now I'm in 11 malls. Understand? It's not about support. It's about getting the right product and putting it out there, people buying it. Understand?
Irrespective of your skin color.
Yes.
And it also means at the level where you've worked to be, there's no longer rooms for amateur mistakes.
No.
Because you're black.
Yeah. So I don't want people to support me. I'm putting out the product. If they like it, they'll buy it. If they don't like it, they won't buy it. That means if they're not buying it, I have to go back to the drawing board.
But others won. transition from that mindset of small business, that mindset of black business, and transition into a business that's going to compete internationally? Because it seems for you, initially that was the vision. But what developed that mindset? Could you say that exposure that Anati gave you, the internet, seeing different brands from overseas?
Yeah.
Can you say that exposure is the one that gave you the desire to then say, I want to compete international, I'm not local?
Yeah, because I mean, I saw that it's possible. Wabona?
Mm.
It's possible to be able to compete internationally. It's possible to do the same numbers as all these other brands are doing.
Yeah.
Wabona? We just have to do it the way it's done. On top.
So then how did you handle after your partnership failed? It failed because there was creative interference.
Sure.
Right? How then after that did you balance the creative side of things and you being a businessman?
I mean, I basically, when we built the team, I basically started delegating more. You understand? So I decided to let go of a lot of things. Because obviously during that partnership, I wanted to be involved. Hey, why? You understand? Because I wasn't mature enough to let things go and say, okay, you're in charge of 1, 2, 3. You're in charge of 1, 2, 3. Because now, solely now, what I do at Galxboy, I just design and make the product. I design and make the product. The rest, make sure it comes to South Africa, goes to the stores, it sells, blah, blah, blah. I know nothing. Right now, I can tell you, we might be hiring new people I wouldn't know. But that's my HR's job. That's her job. I'm not involved. You understand? So even someone that comes, hey, dog, I need a job. I can't do anything for you. You have to apply, HR will handle the rest. Understand? So for me, it's about delegating and trusting your people. That's how your company grows. Because if you try to do everything yourself, it's gonna be impossible.
Yeah, delegation is a high level skill.
Yeah, as much as this thing is my baby, you have to let it go, run, go to school, crèche, high school, varsity, on its own, and then its own things.
So that begs this question, right? If you were to go back to being your younger self,
Sure.
with the experience that you now have, what piece of advice would you give that young 21-year-old Thatiso that's starting out, or that 18-year-old that's starting out?
You know what? I feel like I wouldn't even give any advice.
You wouldn't give any advice?
No. The way things turned out is the way they were supposed to turn out. Because anyway, I give a lot of advice to young people, but they never take it. You understand?
So do you feel like young people look at you and say, he's talking nonsense?
Yeah, people need to learn things on their own.
Sure.
Unfortunately. But obviously I can guide you and say, hey, Joe, this is how you do it. But at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to take the decision.
And what has been your proudest moment so far for Galxboy?
There's a lot. I mean, I think for me is proudest moment is to be able to create jobs for young people. Understand? My whole I think with all my stuff, there's no one above 35. Only maybe 2, 3 people. 2 or 4 people. I think our truck drivers are old, obviously. And then a few senior managers. My CFO is like almost 50. But the rest below 35. So I believe in hiring very young. I believe in people. Obviously, there are young people who are gonna make mistakes. Obviously, in Galxboy, we've had things like theft, misconduct, blah blah blah. But those things will happen. You know what I mean? So because we deal with young people.
So how do you define success beyond financial achievements?
For me personally,
Yeah.
it's basically doing whatever you want at any time you want to do it.
And then when you think about your legacy and that of Galxboy in the long run, you talked about building a business that will outlast the next 10,000 years, as an example. What do you want people to remember about you and about the company?
I want people to remember that we the ones who made it possible. You know, we're the ones who took the first steps. You know, even when we get a lot of backlash from the public, whatever, we're the ones who pushed it. You know what I mean? For other people to be able to do the same things we do. Because to tell you the truth, the pie is so big in this clothing industry. You know, there are only a few companies that have like 90% of the pie.
Sure.
So I always say that we need more brands. We need more local brands. We can't. There's enough for every. Like literally, I can tell you, there's enough for everybody. I mean, I think last year I tweeted. I think from Fortune Group.
Yeah, TFG.
Yeah, they posted their whatever yearly revenue, whatever. I think they made like 29 billion for 2024 or 2023, whatever. So I posted. I'm like, yo, Fortune Group did 29 billion.
Yeah.
That means Galxboy can do at least 1 billion. Or two. Or 3, who knows? You understand?
Yeah.
There was backlash for that. Hey, you are crazy, you can't do 1 billion, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this is what we need to kill. That mentality of we can't do things. These guys can do it, why can't we do it?
We can, yeah.
We can, you understand?
Yeah.
So I want our people to get used to black success.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because when a local brand opens a lot of shops, like someone like Batu opens a lot of shops, blah blah blah. Hey, he's washing money. Hey, he's drug money. Hey, what? There's stories. You understand?
Yeah.
But if TFG opens 29 shops in 5 days, it's normal business.
Sure.
Understand? So I want our people to let's get used to black success, guys. Like, not everything is crime. No, we are in honest living. We trying to change how people think. We're trying to change generations. We're trying to make these things normal. You know, I'm opening a store next week. It must be normal. It mustn't be, wow, you know what I mean? This thing must be normal. So the next generation, when they think of starting a clothing brand, no one will say, I know I have. Like, oh, okay, sure. On time.
Yeah.
I want to do a podcast. Okay, no problem. Do it. You can buy mics there. It mustn't be like, Joe, I know I have. Why would you want to start a clothing brand? It won't work. Oh, it works. The white people are selling us clothes every day. Why won't it work if someone of my skin color starts it? So we need to get used to these things so they can happen regularly. So everybody is so people are not afraid to start these type of businesses.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's amazing. So two more questions and then we close.
Sure.
Right? One, you said you advise young people, they just don't take your advice.
Sure.
So what advice would you have for any young person that's listening, that's willing to turn their passion into a profit? What advice would you give them?
I'd advise them to start as soon as possible. You understand? Start it while you're at home, you're not paying rent, you don't have kids, you don't have bills. Start it while you're young. Do as many mistakes as possible. You know, obviously when you are young, you must have fun and do these things, blah blah blah, partying. Those things will not go anywhere. Fortunately, 10 years from now, they'll still be Moloko. 30 years from now, there'll still be Zanzu, there'll still be alcohol. Those things will be there. So as soon as you can do something, do it. Don't wait and say, "Ay, go china le majika, go koneng le bolele ka nonsense." Oh, what's that? Yeah. So just when you want to do something, start it as soon as possible.
Sure.
And also put in the work, put in the 10,000 hours. If you want to be a photographer, shoot a picture every day. If you want to be a musician, make a song every day. Even if it's rubbish, by the end of the week, it will be better. As long as you're doing it every day. Like I said previously, the more you cook, the more you eat. Understand? Because if you don't cook, you'll never eat. So every day you need to cook until the recipe is clean, then you're eating forever, for generations. There's people who've been cooking and they're eating for generations. Michael Jackson has been cooking, he's eating, now he's dead, he's still eating royalties. So yeah, the more you cook, the more you eat. Start as soon as you can. Once you get out the womb, if you have an idea, start on it.
Sure. That's gold. Gold advice, man.
Yeah.
Any exciting projects or collaborations that we can look out for?
Yeah, a few collaborations this year. I'm actually collaborating with a high fashion house.
Yeah.
A South African fashion house, high fashion, luxury, etc. What else? New products. I've got a new watch coming.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah.
That looks sexy. Can I see?
We've got a new watch coming this year. We're doing new jewelry.
This is nice. How much this is?
There's no price yet on this.
There's no price.
Yeah, but I think we'll be dropping in 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's proper. You designed.
Yeah, it's designed this.
That was the team, or it's you specific.
Yeah, I'm the only designer in Galxboy currently.
Really?
Yeah.
You designed everything?
Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible, man.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with counterfeit products? Are you facing that already?
Yeah, there's a lot of counterfeits products, actually, like a lot. Like I think towards the end of last year, we saw a lot of counterfeit. But as like I told my team, let's just with these things happening, we need to continue moving forward. I mean, we're not the first guys to have counterfeits. Louis Vuitton has counterfeits, Gucci has counterfeits, Nike has counterfeits. Understand? So we just have to keep pushing, keep creating more, I guess now you'd say I feed more than 150 families.
Yes.
Yeah, we probably feed 1,000.
Hey, you feed more than that.
Yeah, I probably feed 1,000 families with these counterfeits.
Sure.
So yeah, as a brand, you just have to carry on, but you have to carry on pushing. Obviously, we've put things in place to counter these counterfeits, but obviously you can't capture all of them.
Yeah.
But we are doing something about it.
Yeah.
There's dozens of companies we've destroyed through our lawyers and whatever, etc. with these counterfeits. But obviously you can't catch all of them. There's loopholes, there's whatever. Yeah, so how are we dealing with them? Okay, you're dealing with them through the law. Then otherwise, the company is just moving forward,
Yeah.
There's not much we can do.
On the description box, there is information on how you can purchase the book. It's More Than Just Money. You can also find it on our website, www.witnessmdaka.com, or it's morethanjustmoney.com. All the information is there available for you to purchase the book. By the way, we run this podcast because the book pays for all of it. We are not funded yet. So you purchasing the book is basically supporting the podcast and making it possible for us to have these quality conversations with these quality guests, and making it possible for other people out there to have access to these inspiring stories so that they too can start businesses. It's more than just money, guys. My brother, for me, thank you for coming to the podcast show and sharing your story. The reason why we need people like you entrepreneurs of all race and color sharing their stories is to show other people that it's possible. Sure. Especially generations that are coming after us. You know, with us, you and I, there have been people in front of us that paved the way. I mean, you tell the story of Nkosana, how he started Makip Keep and introduced you to the industry and showed you the ropes.
Yeah.
You coming here sitting and sharing your story. Someone might not start a fashion brand, but they might start another business that makes a difference in society. So personally, from myself and everybody else that's watching, I appreciate you and I appreciate your story. And I just want to personally thank you, for believing in yourself, for believing in the brand, for believing in the vision, and for putting in the work.
Yeah.
I'm inspired. Your story is inspiring. It's the story that needs to be told over and over and over. For every young person out there, black, white, Indian, colored, to let them know that it's possible and we can all contribute towards building South Africa. Yeah. So thank you so much, my brother. And I wish you all the best. And may we reach those. We'll be watching from heaven.
Yeah.
10,000 years from today.
Sure.
And your brand will be influencing and making a difference in society.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, my brother.
No problem, brother.
Ke a leboga abuti. Hola. And if you're watching online and you are not inspired by that, I don't know what's going to inspire you. But I'm truly inspired by this story. Let it be something that captivates your heart, and may you take as many lessons from it as possible. Like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please click on that subscribe button, click on that notifications bell so that you don't miss any of the conversations that we have on the Winner Circle with all these industry players, change makers, and entrepreneurs that are making a difference in South Africa and on the world stage at large. From my team and I, broadcasting from Johannesburg, South Africa, it's more than just money. We'll see you again in the next episode. Ciao, ciao.